All right, guys, it's Cam Hawkins here from the Trading Nut podcast. I've just done an interview with Scott Malatesta, and we've got him here online to walk through one of the trades he spoke about in the hour-long interview that we did, which was absolutely fantastic. So, Scott, I'm going to hand it over to you to walk us through that trade you spoke about in the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. Hey, this is the trade traders that we took this morning in the TradeNet trading room. This is the IQ trade. And the way it sets up here, you're going to see that green line. And I wanted to point out to you that yesterday, in the market yesterday, the whole day yesterday, there's not much volume to the trade. It just kind of started to hang out, as Cam's pointing out here. All day yesterday, not much volume, not much movement on the stock. And then, boom, this morning, we had a big market here, pre-market. The stock started to rise right in there. And what we did is we took a long on this stock this morning as the stock started to break out in the TradeNet trading room. We posted this trade at $18.50, which is the top of that big elephant candle there, that very first candle of the day that's right there where Cam is pointing. We had the breakout right there at the candle. We took the stock long at $18.50. It was above the VWAP line, as you can see, that's on the chart there. The stock was starting to move. We had very, very good volume. If you take a look at that volume on today's trade or today's market, that volume was 10 times larger than yesterday. As that started to break out, we rode that stock entry 1850, and as it started to tire out right around that 1950, 1940 range, we kind of came out of that first red candle there that Cam has got the pointer on. That's right where we took our first profit on the stock, and we pulled back. We took our partial right there. The stock started to run. We let our remaining shares ride with the stock. We got almost $20 out of the stock before we took all profits off. The stock ended up running up to that 2036 range, top of the day right in there. And boy, I'll tell you what, this has been an awesome trade for us. Got out of that trade after about 40 minutes today, the first initial pop. And we got into that trade again, 1850, 1940 was our exit for the first partial, and we let the rest run. Cam, it was an incredible trading day, an incredible trade to start things off. We don't often take that very first candle, but today that big engulfing candle right at the start at that 9:30, first candle of the day, we took that candle, and this was a great trade for us.
Yeah, wow. Look, it looks like a fantastic trade, all done in 35 minutes as well. So just going through some of your thinking here. So why was that your entry? Was it because of this, like, over here where you've just broken that high of what looks like, I don't know if it's the prior day, but it could well be the prior day. So this is a 5-minute chart.
Right.
So that looks like it's the high of the prior day. So it's broken that, closed above the... Well, actually, no, it hasn't quite broken the high. So the high was there at 1860.
1860 level was the previous high. We took it on the breakout of the whole number, 1850.
Right.
As we noted in the podcast today, I trade specifically those breakouts of whole numbers. So I knew that there was going to be a little headwind at 1860, which was the previous day's close. And once we got through that, and once we saw that volume starting to come in, boy, sky's the limit. The things just started to take off on and on and on. So we took the breakout of the whole number, 1850. The stock started to rise above that VWAP line that we talked about before. It continued to blast off, and we just went along for the ride on this one.
And did you wait for it to close above the 1850, or were you just happy for it as soon as it hit? You're in
right,
away it went.
As soon as it took out 1850. In fact, our entry was exactly at 1850 today on the trade. And sometimes you know that the stocks are moving so quickly, it's hard to get a great fill right at that round number. But we were able to do that today and able to get into the trade at that 1850. A little worried about 1860, no doubt about it, from yesterday. But you know what? It went through that so quickly, it never turned back to look behind it.
Okay, cool. And because of the early volume here, much higher than the end of the day there, and probably showing signs of some volume that was in that day prior. Okay, and you've got the gap, and that gave you more confirmation and confidence that it was going to shoot higher. Brilliant, great trade. Yeah. Hey, look, Scott, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on the show. Now, just for the guys listening, what's the best way to get hold of you?
Yeah, again, they can get a hold of me via email. It's very simple. It's Scott, SCOTT, at tradenet.com. It's TRADENET.com.
Brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much again, Scott. And for those guys wanting to learn more from Scott, head over to the Trading Nut podcast. Link should be below the video on YouTube, or if you're on the site, you can obviously see it above. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Cam.